David Thompson and his family were just returning from visiting grandmother in Michigan that night. When their car suddenly stopped at 10:30 p.m. on I-96 highway and all electronic systems refused to work, it seemed like just a normal breakdown to them, until they saw the tall, thin figure surrounding their vehicle, and their 8-year-old daughter Emma whispered, "They're watching us." Welcome to Shelley's Mysterious Files. Today I'm sharing a terrifying story about an encounter that took place on Michigan's rural roads, one that forever changed a family's life. David, could you first introduce yourself and your family and explain why you were on that road that night?
Hello, Shelley. I'm David Thompson. I'm 42 years old, and I work as a manager at an automotive parts company in Grand Rapids. My wife, Sarah, is 38, an elementary school teacher. We have 2 children. Emma is 8 years old. Michael is 10. That night, October 18th, 2021, we were returning from my wife's grandmother's house. We make monthly visits. The kids love great-grandma very much.
What route did you use that night, and what was your departure time? Was it a normal family trip, or were there unusual circumstances?
We used I-96 West from Lansing to Grand Rapids, our normal route. We left grandmother's house around 9:45 p.m. because the kids had a school day the next morning. Completely routine trip, approximately 90-minute drive. Weather was clear, traffic light. Nothing unusual about the evening, just pleasant family time.
How long after the journey started did you experience the first problem? And what were the initial signs? Was it gradual or sudden?
After about 45 minutes of normal driving, after passing a few miles past the Williamston exit, problems started. I first noticed dashboard lights dimming. Then the radio started static. I thought maybe alternator issue, but then everything happened very suddenly. Complete electrical failure.
What was the complete electrical failure experience like? Which systems were affected, and what was your immediate reaction?
Everything went dead simultaneously. Engine stopped, headlights out, dashboard completely dark, air conditioning off. Even the digital clock stopped. Car coasted to shoulder safely, thankfully. My first thought was dead battery, but such comprehensive failure was unusual. Sarah immediately checked cell phones. No signal. Phones acting strange.
How were the cell phones acting strange? Do you have technical background to assess this situation?
Phones wouldn't turn on properly. Screens flickering, no network connection when it's usually a strong signal area. From my automotive background, I know basic electrical troubleshooting, but this level of simultaneous failure was very unusual. Multiple independent systems failing together suggests external interference.
What was your family's reaction while experiencing these technical failures? Were the kids frightened?
Initially, the kids thought it was an adventure. Car broke down, exciting. But the atmosphere quickly changed. Sarah got nervous from the comprehensive failure. Emma was the first one to notice the strange ambience. "Why is it so quiet, Daddy?" Outside sounds completely stopped. No insects, no wind, unnatural silence.
How striking was this unnatural silence? Did you start noticing environmental changes?
Very unsettling silence. Michigan countryside is normally full of night sounds. Crickets, owls, rustling. The total absence was very noticeable. Also, the temperature seemed to drop suddenly, though the car windows were closed. Sarah mentioned feeling watched, but initially dismissed it as anxiety from the breakdown.
Who first noticed the strange figures and when? Was it the children or the adults?
Emma first noticed. She was sitting behind Sarah, looking out the side window. She quietly said, "Mommy, there are tall people in the trees." Initially, I thought maybe other stranded motorists, but when I looked in the direction she was pointing, I saw dark silhouettes among the tree line approximately 50 yards away.
How would you describe these silhouettes on first observation? Were they human-like or clearly different?
Initially, I hoped they were human, but the proportions were wrong. Too tall, maybe 7 to 8 feet, very thin, elongated. Movement was different, too smooth, no normal human gait, standing perfectly still, like watching. Michael then spotted more on the opposite side of the vehicle. "Dad, they're all around us," he whispered.
What did you feel when you discovered multiple entities? What was your immediate action plan?
Fear was escalating rapidly. I counted at least 6 to 7 figures surrounding our vehicle at various distances. I tried starting the car repeatedly. Nothing. I considered walking for help, but with children and unknown entities present, staying in the vehicle seemed the safer option. I locked the doors, though it felt like inadequate protection.
What was the entity's behavior like? Did you observe movement patterns or interactions?
Very unsettling behavior, standing motionless for long periods, then occasionally moving closer in coordinated fashion. No visible communication between them, but movement seemed synchronized. Emma described they move like they're floating. No sound from their movement.
Emma's observations were very detailed. What else did the children say about the entities?
The kids were surprisingly calm initially, curiosity overriding fear. Michael said they have big heads and big eyes. Emma mentioned their arms are too long for their bodies. Very specific details. Sarah and I were observing the same features, but the children were providing more detailed descriptions.
Were these physical descriptions accurate with your observations? How did they appear from an adult perspective?
The children's descriptions were accurate. Large heads disproportionate to bodies, very long, thin limbs. Eyes appeared large and dark, though distance made details difficult. Skin appeared pale, almost luminescent in the darkness. Overall appearance very unsettling, clearly not human.
Did the entities start making closer approaches? At what distance was the closest encounter?
They gradually moved closer over approximately 20 to 30 minutes. The closest entity came within 15 to 20 feet of the driver's side. I could see facial features more clearly. Large, dark eyes, small nose, minimal mouth, very alien appearance. Sarah was gripping my arm, kids pressing against us.
During this close encounter, was there any communication attempt with the entities, gestures, or sounds?
No verbal communication, but a strong sense of mental observation, feeling of being studied, examined. Emma mentioned they're talking, but not with words. Whether it was real telepathic communication or imagination was difficult to determine, but the sensation was very real for all of us.
What was the nature of this mental sensation? Did it feel threatening or neutral?
Not immediately threatening, but very invasive. Feeling of being completely exposed, studied like specimens. Uncomfortable, but not malevolent. More like scientific observation. The children seemed less afraid than Sarah and I, which was strange considering the circumstances.
The children's calm reaction is surprising. How do you explain this? Were the entities approaching the children differently?
Very puzzling. The kids seemed almost tranquil, while Sarah and I were terrified. Perhaps the entities were communicating directly with the children somehow, or children are less influenced by adult fears and prejudices. Emma even said they seemed sad, not scary.
How long did this encounter last and how did it end? Did the entities disappear or were you able to leave?
Total encounter was approximately 45 to 60 minutes. Suddenly, without warning, all entities simultaneously moved back into the tree line and disappeared. Immediately afterwards, the car started normally. All electrical systems were functional, cell phones working, like a switch had been turned on.
What was the immediate recovery of all systems like? Did it seem coincidental or connected?
Definitely connected. Too perfect timing to be coincidental. Entities withdraw. Systems immediately restore. Clear correlation between their presence and electronic interference. Whatever technology or ability they possessed, it was affecting our vehicle and devices.
What was your immediate action after the entities departed? Did you try to investigate the scene?
Primary concern was getting the family to safety. I started the car immediately and drove straight home. No desire to investigate the area or look for traces. The children were asking questions, but Sarah and I were focusing on reaching a secure location. Analysis could wait. Safety was priority.
How did you process the experience after arriving home? Were you able to have a family discussion?
Detailed family discussion the next day. Children were very matter-of-fact about the experience, describing the entities like discussing new neighbors. Sarah and I were more shaken. We decided to document everything while memories were fresh. Individual written accounts, timeline reconstruction.
Was this documentation process valuable? Were the details consistent among family members?
Very valuable. All accounts were remarkably consistent. Entity descriptions, timeline, behaviors. The children's details were most specific and accurate. No contradictions in major facts. Consistency across 4 independent witnesses strengthened the credibility of the experience.
Did you start researching after the experience? Were you able to find similar encounters?
Extensive online research. I discovered many similar family vehicle encounters, car stops, electronic failure, tall, thin entities. The pattern was very consistent globally, clearly not an isolated phenomenon. Multiple credible families reporting identical experiences.
How did these research findings affect your perspective? How did the pattern recognition make you feel?
Simultaneously reassuring and disturbing. Reassuring because it validated our experience. We're not alone, not crazy. Disturbing because it suggests a systematic phenomenon, organized activity. Whatever these entities are, they're conducting widespread observation of human families.
How were your children affected long-term by the experience? Did you observe behavioral changes?
Minimal negative impact, surprisingly. The kids adapted quickly, occasionally mentioning tall visitors, in casual conversation. Emma draws pictures occasionally, very detailed, consistent with observations. No nightmares or trauma symptoms, more resilient than the adults.
Are Emma's drawings available? How accurate are the details?
Several drawings saved, remarkably detailed for an 8-year-old. Large heads, elongated bodies, long arms, large dark eyes, proportions accurate to our observations. Her teacher commented on the unusual detail and consistency. Emma draws them frequently in a matter-of-fact manner.
Did you seek professional consultation, medical or psychological evaluation?
We considered psychological evaluation, but the children were showing no distress signs. We consulted the family physician discreetly. No medical concerns identified. We decided not to subject the kids to potentially traumatic questioning about an already processed experience.
From an adult perspective, how did your experience change your worldview? Were your previous beliefs challenged?
It fundamentally altered my worldview. Previously skeptical about UFO phenomena, extraterrestrial life, direct experience forced complete reconsideration. The universe is clearly more complex and populated than mainstream understanding acknowledges. It was a humbling and enlightening experience.
Did you share your family's experience with friends and extended family? How were the reactions?
Selective sharing. Close family members were supportive but concerned. Some friends were skeptical, others fascinated. Social dynamics definitely changed, some people distancing, others seeking details. It was a mixed blessing. Support was valuable, but judgment was challenging.
Was there any impact in the work environment? Were professional relationships affected?
Minimal workplace discussion. Automotive industry colleagues are generally practical, skeptical. I chose not to share widely to protect professional reputation. Close colleagues were aware, supportive, but private conversations only. Career protection was priority.
Were there any permanent effects on your vehicle after the encounter? Did you observe technical changes?
Interestingly, no long-term technical issues. The car functioned normally afterwards. Electronics, battery, electrical systems all tested normal. Whatever interference occurred, there was no permanent damage. It was a temporary effect only during entity presence.
Did you ever consider returning to the same area? What are your thoughts about the possibility of a repeat encounter?
Mixed feelings about returning. Curiosity is strong, but family safety is priority. We occasionally use the same route for necessary travel but avoid evening hours. Always daylight. No repeat encounters experienced, though heightened awareness is maintained.
Did you try to contact other witnesses from that area? Did you research local reports?
Limited local research. I found occasional unusual reports from the same general area through online forums. Law enforcement reports were minimal, probably underreported due to credibility concerns. The area seems to have a history of unexplained phenomena.
Did you contact law enforcement? Was an official report filed?
We considered an official report, but were uncertain how to categorize it. Strange entities surrounded our car. How do you report that? We were concerned about credibility, potential ridicule. We decided against a formal report, though we documented it privately.
From your current perspective, do you regret not making an official report? Would you take a different approach?
Mixed feelings. Official documentation might help establish patterns, support other witnesses. But potential negative consequences for the family were concerning. Protecting the children's privacy and our credibility was important. Maybe anonymous reporting would be a better option.
How do the children remember the experience now? Do they maintain the details?
The children remember clearly, consistently. No detail changes over time. Emma still describes the entities exactly the same way. Michael remembers the sequence of events perfectly. Their memories are remarkably stable and accurate.
How were family dynamics affected long term? Did you become closer or experience strain?
The experience brought the family closer together. The shared extraordinary event created a special bond. The children learned the importance of supporting each other during unusual circumstances. Sarah and I gained new appreciation for the children's perceptive abilities.
Did you derive important life lessons from this experience? Are there changed priorities?
Definitely shifted priorities. Family time is more precious, knowing how vulnerable we are. Less concerned with material success, more focused on relationships and experiences. We gained humility about human knowledge and understanding.
Are you prepared for the possibility of future encounters? Would you have a different response strategy?
Better prepared mentally. I would document more thoroughly. Video recording if possible, detailed observation notes. But family safety is still priority. I would try to communicate if the opportunity arose, though I'm uncertain about the advisability.
Do you have a message for other families who might experience similar encounters?
Stay calm, protect the children, document everything possible. Don't let fear prevent objective observation. The experience, while unsettling, isn't necessarily dangerous. Trust your perceptions. If multiple family members observe the same things, it's probably real.
Finally, do you regret this experience? Did it enrich your life or complicate it?
No regret. The experience expanded awareness, brought the family together, provided a unique perspective on reality. Complications were minimal compared to benefits. I'm grateful for the opportunity to witness something extraordinary, even if challenging to process.
David, thank you for sharing this incredible family experience with us. Your courage and honesty are very valuable for understanding this phenomena.
Thank you, Shelley. I hope our account helps other families process similar experiences. It's important to document and share these encounters. Truth emerges through brave individuals willing to speak openly about extraordinary events.
David Thompson's experience with his family in Michigan shows that UFO encounters can affect not only lone witnesses, but entire families as well. Multiple witness testimony and children's detailed observations reveal how real and impactful such encounters can be. If you've also experienced something similar or have questions about these topics, please share them with us in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to Shelley's Mysterious Files channel, and see you in our next mysterious story.